मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं मधुराधिपते अखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपते अखिलं मधुरं. The fourth line, Madhuradhipate Akhilam, you can sing together. Madhuradhipate Akhilam Madhuram. Madhuradhipate Akhilam Madhuradhipate Akhilam Madhuram. Madhuradhipate Vachanam madhuram charitam madhuram vasanam madhuram valitam madhuram charitam madhuram ramitam madhuram madhuradhipate akhilam adharam madhuram vadanam madhuram nayanam madhuram hasitam madhuram hridayam madhuram gamanam madhuram madhuradhipate akhilam madhuram Vachanam madhuram charitam madhuram vasanam madhuram valitam madhuram chalitam madhuram namitam madhuram madhuradhipate akhilam madhuram madhuram Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, अरे बोलो भैया भैया. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Bolo Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Radha Vrindavaneshwar Vishwahanusu Pranamami Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhu Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo. Hare
ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। रवै गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालयै कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुवरं श्रीरूपं रचरसस्यं शयनारायणं तन्दुपन्नं श्रीगुरुचरणं वन्दे रमणीकृष्णाय भूतले रूपानुगतिरं च रूपमूर्ति नारायण। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिरसाई श्री गौर भक्तवृंद। जय रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So first of all, I offer my Shastra and Lord Pranams together with beautiful spiritual masters. Nitai Shri Bhakivedanta Shri Narayan Krishna Maharaj Shri Gurudev. Nitai Shri Bhakivedanta Shri Bhakivedanta Shri Maharaj Shri Gurudev. The entire Rupanagari Guruvara to all the Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and to the peace of is present. So today, for some reason, I think probably he's busy in the kitchen, so he couldn't come. So we now to speak something. So, like whenever Gaur Purnima comes, then there's this very special class that Guru Maharaj gave, Devananda Bhakivedanta, in 2005. That class contains the essence of all of Gurudev's teachings. That class. Being disciples of Srila Gurudev, being his followers, grand disciples, or whatever we may call ourselves, it is a duty to at least remember some of those teachings. Not to speak of realizing them. Realizing them is something else. But at least we should try remembering something at least. It is incumbent upon us to remember something at least. So this beautiful class, they post it on the internet every year. They post it on purebhakti.com and the Harikatha mailing list. Very beautiful class. And especially this class was spoken in 2005 in Devananda Gaudiya. So by then the partition already happened. In the sense that Gurudev had left Devananda Gaudiya. And by 2005, as you know, Keshavji Gaudiya had already been built. But still, you see, Gurudev, even though he left Devananda Gaudiya, he did not bear any ill feelings towards the devotees there. Nothing. He had no malice, hatred, envy, nothing towards them. In fact, when he went there, then when the Acharya of Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti, when he came and he sat next to Gurudev, and Gurudev personally garlanded him. He personally put the garland on him and he said, "You are the Acharya of Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti." And he said, "This partition has happened by the desire of Krishna, by the desire of Mahaprabhu. Because now 10,000 people can come to your temple and 10,000 people can come to our temple. So this way, by Mahaprabhu's desire, these two huge temples have been formed." So he went there and first he had the Acharya speak of Devananda Gaudiya. Pujabad Bhakivedanta Purchadat Maharaj. So he had his godbrother speak. And then after he had spoken, then Gurudev spoke. This is how it was. This is how Gurudev would do. He won't speak first. He would first let them speak and then he'd speak. Because he knew that if I speak first and then they speak, everyone would leave. No? So then he'd speak last. Even like in Rupa Goswami's 3-day festival, Rupasanath and Gaudiya Math, first he'd have all the different speakers speak. And then Gurudev would speak at the end. He would have all of them sit and listen to whatever they speak. Because whatever they speak, at least they have something to give, some realization. Something. They're not like completely useless. Gurudev very patiently would listen to everything they would say. Very patiently would listen to every word they would say. And sometimes, like when these scholars would come, like Vasudev Chaturvedi and all these very brilliant scholars. When they would come, then Gurudev would request them. After normally when they'd speak, they'd leave immediately. But Gurudev would say, "You kindly stay back." He would say, because many of our brahmacharis are going to speak. And if all of you are going to sit here, then they feel very enthused, very enlightened to speak Harikatha. So he would even request them to stay back, so that his brahmacharis would be more encouraged to speak. So this is Gurudev, this is his mood. Open heart. No barrier, no obstacle, nothing. No, completely open heart. No. Even once I remember Prabhuji, he was speaking here on the glories of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and some other devotee came. This devotee, he only came here to take prasadam in the morning. For breakfast he came. He only came for breakfast because he heard something nice was being cooked. So he was walking up the stairs. And as soon as Prabhuji saw him, he was your godbrother. He was a disciple of Swami Maharaj. And as soon as Prabhuji saw him, he made him sit right next to him, and he was speaking in the middle of the class. Then he passed away. He had only come for prasadam in the morning, not for anything else. He immediately gave him the mic. He said, "Now you speak." This is Vaishnav. It's hard. It's open. Everyone can be accommodated in his heart. So this way Gurudev, he went there to Devananda Gaudiya Math, and there he garlanded the Acharya, Purchadat Maharaj. He had him speak first and then he spoke. And even when he spoke, he didn't speak anything regarding the split that happened, regarding the court case that happened. Nothing. He had nothing to do with it. Every brick that Devananda Gaudiya Math, every brick of Devananda Gaudiya Math had been it has Gurudev's name written on it. In the sense that he helped so much for the construction of this temple. The guest house of Devananda Gaudiya Math was built by Singhania Prabhu. Singhania, he built this guest house. So Singhania, he came to Mathura. He would always come to Mathura and he would listen to Gurudev speak Harikatha there. Singhania had done a lot of service for many of Prabhupada's disciples. So then Singhania, he told Gurudev that I want to do something nice for you in Mathura. Build a nice place for you here in Mathura. And Gurudev said, "No, not here. If you want to build a nice place, then Navadvip," he said. You see here, Mathura was like Gurudev's temple. But he said no. Because that Navadvip temple is where my Guru Maharaj's Samadhi is. Where my senior godbrother, Goswami Maharaj, he stays there. Trivikram Maharaj stays there. So it would be more beneficial for you if you render your service there. than you do here, he said. So then he took Sindhaniya there and he had him build the guest house. Also before Devananda Gaudiya, the temple hall was very small. It was very small. Then Gurudev, he made sure that the temple hall was enlarged. Many people could sit there. And when Devananda Gaudiya was built, the brahmacharis and the sannyasis, they would go to the banks of the Ganga, they would bring sand from there, and they would use the sand as cement for the bricks. This is how hard they worked for the construction of this temple. Nilachal Gaudiya and everything. And when Gurudev left, he had no comments whatsoever. He had no ill feelings, no ill will, nothing, he said. So he came there, Devananda Gaudiya, and then he spoke. How did he speak? Here in March 21st, 2005, he said. So he's saying, today we are very fortunate. We have come here in Navadip Dham. This Dham is very remarkable, but not everyone can understand its glories. Fulfilling the desire of Srila Prabhupada, Saraswati Thakur, my Gurudev, he established this Devananda Gaudiya Math. And he established the deity of Varaha Devi. So why did Param Gurudev establish the deity of Varaha? There are two reasons. One reason is because Varaha is the predominating deity of this island, Koladweep. In Navadip Dham Mahatma, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says that there was this Brahmin, Vasudev Vipra. He used to worship Varaha Devi here. And Varaha Devi gave him darshan. This is only external reason. What is the internal reason? The internal reason was Param Gurudev, he wanted to show all the Babajis, all the Jati Goshais, all the Smartha Brahmins residing there, that this is Koladweep, not Mahaprabhu's Janmasthali. Because many people, they were saying Navadip is Mahaprabhu's birthplace and not Mayapur. So Param Gurudev purposely, intentionally, he established the deity of Varaha there. He said, now all of you will realize that this is Koladweep, this is the place of Varaha. And if you go across the Ganga, then that is the place of Mahaprabhu's birth. Mahaprabhu's Janmasthali, so therefore he established the deity of Varaha there. It is located in the very place in which the Smartha Brahmins who were opposed to Prabhupada had made their headquarters. This was Param Gurudev's mood. He wanted to start his preaching in that place which was most opposed, most inimical. He's saying if we can convince such people, then we can convince the entire world. Now, why did Gurudev start his preaching in Mathura? He could have easily started in Vrindavan. Why in Mathura? Before even some disciples, grand disciples of Prabhupada, they had a preaching there, center in Mathura, even before Gurudev came. But they left that place and they came to Vrindavan. Because they said, what is there in Mathura? Here, there's nothing. At least in Vrindavan, there's one Sivat, there's Nidhuvan, Seva Kunj here. What is it? And there is the Mathuravasis were also very much against brahmacharis. When the brahmacharis would go on Bhiksha, they would go for Prachar, and they would even beat the brahmacharis. There are so many stories of how brahmacharis they would return with like bleeding nose, cracked forehead. Because the Pandavas they are very aggressive. Saying, hey Bengali Baba, you're coming here and doing Bhiksha and start beating him left and right. And they cannot react. They cannot go and start beating the Pandavas again. So they would come with all bleeding faces. So many things happened there. But still, why did he start his preaching there? Because he said, Param Gurudev told Gurudev that Maharaj, if you can start your preaching here, if you can convince these Mathuravasis, if you can change these Mathuravasis, then if you can change this place of Kansa, if you can make everyone chant Radharani's name here, then you can make the entire world chant Radharani's name. Therefore, Gurudev spent like 40 years there in Mathura, preaching to all the Mathuravasis, having them recite the names of Radharani. And then you see, all around the world, everyone is chanting Radharani's name. Even now in all institutions, everywhere. This Kirtan, that Brajajana Sukakari, that Gurudev wrote, now you see everyone knows that Kirtan. This Kirtan is so famous now. Like one day I was walking down the Parikrama Marg, there were some random people, they were sitting in this tum-tum, this rickshaw, and they were all singing this Kirtan, Brajajana Sukakari. They don't know who Gurudev is, nothing, but now everyone sings this Kirtan. Everyone is chanting the name of Radharani. Why he stayed there in Mathura? He started his preaching there. So similarly here, Gurudev is saying that all these people, these Jati Goshais and these Smartha Brahmins, they were so much opposed to Prabhupada. Now, normally we hear that Jagai and Madai, only two attacked Nityananda. But you see in Navadweep, hundreds of Jagais and Madais, they attacked Prabhupada. Hundreds and thousands of them. Now when Prabhupada came with this preaching party, then they threw like these acid bottles, so many things they threw, like these liquor bottles, empty ones. So there were like hundreds of Jagais and Madais there. No, Nityananda delivered like one Madai and one Jai. But here you see Prabhupada, he delivered so many Jais and Madais there. This is his mercy. So therefore, Paramahansa said, if I'll start a center, I'll start my center here in Navadvip, in the place which is most antagonistic. So here, Prabodhananda Saraswati, he reveals the secret of Navadvip Dham in his Navadvip Shatak. So Prabodhananda Saraswati has written hundreds of verses in glorification of Navadvip Dham. And it is very important to note here that Prabodhananda Saraswati had not even been to Navadvip Dham. He's not even been there. But still he wrote hundreds of verses in glorification of Navadvip Dham. No, it's not even mentioned if Rupa Goswami ever went to Navadvip Dham. But still he has written this Navadvip Ashtakam. They didn't go there personally, but still Navadvip Dham was in their heart. Mahaprabhu would say, Sarup Damodar is the ideal Brajavasi, he would say. But Sarup Damodar Goswami had not even been to Vrindavan. But still he was considered the ideal Brajavasi. So this is Prabodhananda Saraswati, you see here, his very heart is not different from Navadvip Dham. So what is he saying here? He's saying, Araditam Navavanam Vrajakananam te Na Araditam Navavanam Vraja eva duve Aradito Dejasuta Vrajanagaraste Na Aradito Dejasuta Na Taveha Krishna. He's saying if you worship the 9 islands of Navadvip, you are actually worshipping Vrindavan, and you can easily gain entrance into that confidential place. If you don't worship and take shelter of Navadvip Dham, then Vrindavan will be very far away from you. If someone will worship Dvijasuta, Mahaprabhu, then he is actually worshipping Krishna himself. Because Mahaprabhu is not different from Krishna. So worshipping Gaur Hari in Navadvip is as good as worshipping Krishna in Vrindavan. If one does not worship Gaur Hari, then Krishna is very far away. So here you see, he's saying that if you want to worship Krishna very nicely, then you worship Sachinanda and Gaur Hari. If you want to worship Vrindavan very nicely, then you worship Navadvip Dham very nicely. They are complementary to each other, these two dhams. Even in the spiritual world, there is Golok Vrindavan and there is Shvetadvip. Shvetadvip is where Mahaprabhu and all his associates reside. And Golok Vrindavan is where Radha and Krishna and all their associates reside. So in Jayavadharma, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said that when a jiva attains this bhav siddhi, when he achieves vastu siddhi, then there is one stage called Sarup Yuha. Sarup Yuha means like he has 2 Sarupas then. In one Sarup, he is in Gaurdham, in Shvetadvip, and in one Sarup, he is in Radha and Krishna's Leela. In 2 Sarups there. If the jiva has that greed, then he can simultaneously be in Gaur Leela and Krishna Leela as well, not just in Krishna Leela. And our own Guru Varga have shown about their Sarup. Like Gurudev, he would, when he had Shamrani Mataji paint this Seva Kunj painting, there was Radha, Krishna and like 4 manjaris. So Gurudev, he offered his pranams to Radha and Krishna and 3 manjaris. But he didn't offer pranams to 1 manjari. No, he didn't. He just walked away. So then they realized that that was him. No, he just walked away. And then when he had her paint this painting of Mahaprabhu and all his associates doing Sankirtan, then Gurudev, he told her, I'm also in this painting, he said. Then she said, can you point out who you are? He said, no, that you'll have to find out by your own sadhana and bhajan. So he said like he's there in both these leelas. And you see even like Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj, he's present, he'd shown by his own life how he's present in both these pastimes. Like once, when he was in his room, then like his feet were very muddy. When he was in Calcutta, when he was on the 3rd floor of his room there. So then the servants were thinking, how is it that your feet are muddy when the room is so clean? No, there's no scope for any mud or sand to come here. Then he said, oh, I'm on the banks of the Yamuna. I'm serving Radharani there. I'm serving all the Sakhis and Manjaris there. And then there was even one garden. He had one temple in Guwahati, in Assam. He had one garden, and there he told his servants, don't pluck any flowers from this garden, he said. Because Radharani herself is coming and plucking flowers from here. This is her seva exclusively. This is not your seva. So don't pluck any garden, any flower. Don't you dare do so, he said. And at the same time, he even showed his Sarup in Gaur Leela, Vaman Maharaj. Like this is very famous pastime. Like once he was, like his body was completely dry. No, there was not like one, like even drop of sweat or water on his body. But the next moment, what happened? The Sevak saw that his body was completely wet. The Sevaks, they saw that his body was completely wet. And they asked Maharaj, then Maharaj, what is this? Are you sick? Like, what is happening? Even it is not so hot. Then he was just smiling. He said, I was with Narahari Prabhu. I was with my Guru Maharaj. I was with Prabhupada. The four of us, we just had darshan of Mahaprabhu's Yogi. We just did some Kirtan with Mahaprabhu and we were on the boat going past the Ganga, coming back to Navadvip. And then it was raining so much that we all got soaked in this rain. So therefore I become wet. I said. And the Sevaks didn't understand anything. They were thinking, what is Maharaj saying? That he got soaked in the rain. Then they called one devotee in Navadvip. They called Parivajat Maharaj. He is one of the senior most disciples of Vaman Maharaj. So then they asked him, like, Maharaj, is it true that it rained? He said, yes, it rained so much. He said, no. So they say, you see, they're showing their swarups even in Gaur Lila and also in Krishna Lila. So the sadhak is very fortunate that at this stage of Swarup Vyuha, if he has his greed, he can simultaneously be in Gaur Lila and Krishna Lila also. And he'll have his own service there also. Like they asked Gurudev this question that what is Rupa Goswami's service in Mahaprabhu's Lila? Does he have any specific designated seva? Because in Radha and Krishna's Lila he is Rupa Manjari. As their maid servant he is always serving in so many different ways. But what is the seva there? Because in Gaur Lila he wrote many books like Vedanta Madhav, Dalit Madhav. But is he doing the same seva there also? In Gaur Lila writing books? Because here he wrote books for who? He wrote books for people like, for the conditions also, so that they can get this greed. But there, what is the use? Because there everyone are siddhas, everyone are like perfect associates of Mahaprabhu. So what is the use of writing books there? He asked Gurudev this question. And Gurudev said the best form of service to Mahaprabhu is Harinam Sankirtan. There also, Rup and Sanatan, they're all doing Sankirtan with Mahaprabhu, visiting all the different islands of Navadvip, he said. So this way, Navadvip Dham has this very wonderful speciality. So here Gurudev is saying, he's quoting the shloka from Prabodhananda Saraswati. He's saying, if you really want to worship Vrindavan, then worship the 9 islands of Navadvip. Why? Because the 12 forests of Braj, they are within these 9 islands of Navadvip. So Navadvip Dham is especially noteworthy because 5 rivers, there's a confluence of 5 rivers here. If one dives into Panchaveni, one will come out at Keshigat in Vrindavan. Gauran Kela Samki Gane, Nitya Siddha Kari Mane, Sejaya Brajendra Sutapash. And if one understands that Mahaprabhu's associates are eternally perfect, then one will attain the lotus feet of Rajendra Nandan Shyam Sundar. Yet, even though Navadvip Dham is not different from Vrindavan, there is some speciality. And what is that? Krishna Nam Kare Aparadhe Vichar, Krishna Bolile Aparadhe Name Vikar. If someone will chant Krishna Nam, but if he is committing offences, then he will not feel any transformation in his heart. Similarly, if one is committing offences in Vrindavan, in Brajadham, then one will not feel any advancement in Braj. Therefore, you see, Swami Maharaj, he would warn many of his disciples that don't stay for long in Braj. You go there and come back quickly. Because there you can see something which will upset you. Mahaprabhu said the same thing to Jagadananda Pandit also. When Jagadananda Pandit wanted to go to Braj, Mahaprabhu said, don't go there. Even if you go there, stay for like a few days and come back quickly. Because there you can commit many offences there. So therefore, this is in consideration to Krishna's name and Krishna's abode. But Gaur Nityanande Nahi Aisa Vichar Naam Loite Prem Den Bhayar Shrudhar. But Gaur and Nityananda, they do not consider any offense. If someone chants their names, his heart will melt and tears will flow from his eyes. Thus, Gauranam is more merciful than Krishnanam. Gaur Dham is more merciful than Krishnanam. Even Indra, who had committed an offense, Indra, what did he do? For 7 days, he caused so many problems in Braj. And Krishna did not forgive him. Indra, he went under the guidance of Surabhi Devi. He did Abhishek for Krishna and Govinda Kund, gave him the name Govinda. And even though Krishna was like happy that he came under the guidance of Surabhi Devi, still he did not forgive him completely. He said, you go to Navadvip and you do bhajan there. And when I appear as Mahaprabhu, I'll bless you. So there in Surabhi Kunj, Indra, he performed this bhajan. And even Brahma. No. Brahma, he stole the cowherd boys and calves. And he tried seeing more layers of Krishna. Krishna forgave him externally, but internally Brahma was also very repentant. He knew deep down in his heart that Krishna has not actually forgiven me completely. So therefore Brahma also went to Antardip Mayapur and started doing his bhajan. And then Krishna as Mahaprabhu gave him darshan and he forgave him. In this way. So therefore we see Gaur Nityananda, they are so merciful. Even you see like many of these temples which were desecrated, like this Govindadev temple, Gopinath, Madan Mohan, like the Mughals, they came and they broke many parts of this temple. So the Radha and Krishna had to leave. So when Radha and Krishna were in Jaipur, then Baladev Vidyabhushan Prabhu, he had been to Jaipur because he had to like assert the authenticity of Radha and Krishna's seva. So when he went there, he told the devotees in Jaipur that let me take these deities back to Vrindavan. This was in the 17th century, so like 150 years or maybe 200 years ago when he passed. So Baladev Vidyabhushan Prabhu, you know, the pujaari is there. Now there's no disturbance from the Mughals there. So I'll take these deities back, he said. Now I can reinstall them there. Because their home is Braj. No, Krishna never takes one step over Braj. So we take them back. But the pujari said no. Because the temple has already been like defiled. Already it has been destroyed. So it is not very auspicious to have deities in a temple which has been like desecrated, which has been destroyed. So then those temples, they were empty for so many years. Those temples. No one would go there, anything. But then they installed Gaurnitai deities there. Because for Gaur and Nityananda there is no consideration. If any temple is destroyed, defiled, desecrated, nothing. They'll go anywhere and they'll stay. So first they install the deities of Gaurnitai there. In Govindadev they install Gaurnitai. In Gopinath, Gaurnitai. Madan Mohan, Gaurnitai. And then gradually Radha and Krishna also came there. And Radha and Krishna also worshipped there. So therefore in Kali Yuga, Gaurnitai are most merciful. Without them one cannot hope to have any advancement in Krishna Bhakti. Swami Maharaj, when he went to the West, what did he do? The first deities he installed were Gaur and Nitai. He said only Gaur and Nitai can deliver all of you. Not even Radha and Krishna. First take shelter of Gaur and Nitai, then you can hope to serve Radha and Krishna. So similarly, first take shelter of Navdeep Dham. Then you can hope to serve Vrindavan Dham. Don't jump directly to Vrindavan Dham. So here Gurudev is instilling that mood in all the devotees. So one may say he already knows Navdeep Dham and there is no need to hear anything further about it. Please don't think like this. The glories of Navdeep Dham are very deep. To enter into the secrets of this Dham, we must discuss its many different aspects. We also pray to Navdeep Dham that it will reveal its profound glories to us. Our goal is not Krishna. Love of Krishna is our goal. Service to Krishna is our goal. Even Katha, you see, he was always thinking about Krishna. But in which mood? He wanted to kill Krishna. Shishupal, he was always thinking about Krishna. In which mood? In the mood of enmity. He hated Krishna. So even demons are always thinking about him. So therefore Gurudev is saying our goal is not Krishna but Krishna Prem. Krishna Dasya. Servitude to Krishna. This is our goal. Kamsa and Jarasandha were both with Krishna, but they had no love and affection for him. Thus they could not serve him. So our goal is Krishna Prem. So Krishna is the embodiment of all rasas. He is Akila Rasamrit Sindhu. Still he had three desires that he could not fulfill. Therefore he appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if Krishna is Akila Rasamrit Murti, then where is the scope of him having desires unfulfilled? If he is the object of all rasas, if he is Aptaram, Aptakam, everything, if he is like Swayam Bhagavan, all these adjectives are used for him, then why is there a need for him to have like these unfulfilled desires? So here there are two considerations. First is when Krishna is Ekaras. When he is Ekaras means when he is by himself, then he is complete in himself. He doesn't need to look else. He doesn't have to look elsewhere to have his desires fulfilled. If he is Ekaras, means he is Akila Rasamrit Murti. Ultimately even Radharani manifested from his left side. So then why does he have unfulfilled desires when Radharani herself has come from him? Like in Rasatali Pumsi, what Radharani appeared from his left side. So when he becomes Anekras, means when he comes to the stage of relishing all these different bhavas of all the devotees, then he has these desires to be loved, to be cared for, to be nurtured. This is his form, as Anekras. But as Ekaras, he is always situated in all his godliness. Like in Golok, you see in Golok Vrindavan there are two sections. There is Golok and Gokul. In Golok, Krishna is Ekaras. In the sense, Radha and Krishna, they are worshipped there as Lakshmi and Narayan. There's no need for like Krishna to be like hungry, to be thirsty, to have any of his desires fulfilled, nothing. But if you go past Golok and if you go inside Gokul, there in Gokul is Anekas. There he is served by devotees from various mellows, like Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. But this is in Gokul. In Golok he is only served in Aishwarya Bhav, like Lakshmi Bhav. So therefore, when he is situated in Gokul, there he has this desire. This Radhaya Pranayana, Kitrisha Manaya, Sadhya Natpata Kitrisha Madhya, Saukam Chasya Madhya, Amadarvavo, Sachigarbo, Sindho Harindu. Bhavani Samajani, Sachigarbo, Sindho Harindu. Then he has his three unfulfilled desires. When he is in Gokul, but not in Golok. So you'll have to understand this. There's a difference between Golok and Gokul. Don't think they're the same. No, like this question was asked that many devotees they worship Radha and Krishna in Sokya Bhav as like married, as husband and wife. So what is their destination then? Their destination is that they go to Golok, not Gokul. No, they go there. There are some devotees who say that why should Radharani experience separation from Krishna? Can any devotee possibly even conceive of Radharani feeling separation from him? No, they say like this. They say in our Leelas, Radha and Krishna are always meeting each other. There is no separation. There is nothing like Krishna going to Mathura, Dwaraka, and Radharani feeling separation. Nothing like that. So what is the destination of these devotees? They go to Golok, not Gokul. So there is Ekaras. But in Gokul is Anekaras. There Radharani is feeling separation and vice versa. Krishna is feeling separation from Radharani and all these things. So therefore, these desires that he had in Gokul were unfulfilled and he appeared in Navadvip Dham with these unfulfilled desires here. So who is Mahaprabhu? He is Krishna himself but decorated with Radharani's sentiments and complexion. He is Sachinandan Gaur Hari. There is a special consideration in understanding this very rare prema. It has two aspects, Sambhog and Vipralamba. If you don't understand this meeting and separation, you cannot understand Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Navadvip. So Gurudev is saying, if you don't know what is meeting, Milan, and what is separation, Viraha, then how can you possibly understand the identity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? How can you understand the identity of his Dham, Navadvip Dham? You cannot understand. Meeting and separation are further divided into millions of aspects, but four are prominent. There are four types of meeting. One is called Sankshipta, means very brief meeting. One is called Sankirna, contracted meeting. One is called Sampanna, successful meeting, and one is called Sampurna, means like fully flourishing meeting. So here, this is from Ujjal Nilamani. Rupa Goswami, he realized the heart of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he's given all these moods here. Because Mahaprabhu, he was always absorbed in Radha Bhav. So he had no time to write books. No. Because in order to write books, then you'll have to be like a little, equipoise. No? You cannot always be absorbed in prem. Because if you're always absorbed in prem, then how can you write? So Mahaprabhu wasn't like in this stage. He was always absorbed in Radha Bhav. He had no time to write books. So therefore, Rupa Goswami, he came to a neutral stage. Because only if a person is in this neutral stage, then he can write something. Else what can he possibly write? So therefore it said Rupa Goswami is even more merciful than Rupa Manjari. Because Rupa Manjari is not easily disclosing the secrets of Varseva to the entire world. But Rupa Goswami, he is doing so. So therefore Gurudev would say that Rupa Manjari is in Rupa Goswami, but Rupa Goswami is not in Rupa Manjari. He said that in class. He said that. No, it's very difficult to understand, but he said that in class. So here you see there are four kinds of meeting. There is brief, there is contracted, there is successful, and there is fully flourishing meeting. So Sankshipt, brief meeting takes place after Purvarag. So Purvarag is separation that is felt prior to one's initial meeting. So here one may think that the Gopis and Krishna, they are always with each other. So how can this stage ever arise that they have not met him? How can this arise? This can apply to us, to the devotees who have not seen Krishna, have not met him. So how can Purvarag be applied to the Gopis then? No. Because the nature of prem in Vrindavan is such that Krishna is realized in newer and newer ways. He is experienced in newer and newer ways. Even when Radharani sees Krishna for the first time, she tells her Sakhis, "Oh Lalite, oh Vishake, who is this boy playing on the flute?" And then when she listens to these two syllables, Krishna, enter her ears, and she says, who is this personality having the name Krishna? And when Chitra paints a picture of Krishna, then Radharani, she tells Lalita, who is this person? And Lalita says, they are the same personality. Krishna himself, they are not different from each other. Just last night you were with him, and you have forgotten him so quickly. Then she said, this is the nature of prem. That although I have been with Krishna my entire life, still I am realizing him in ever new ways, in ever fresh ways. So this is called Purvarag. So therefore when the gopis were speaking this Venugeet, when they were in their homes, speaking all these different pastimes of Krishna when he was in the forest, they were in this stage, Purvarag. So this is one type of separation. And the meeting that takes place after that is called Sankshipt Sambhog, means like very brief meeting. The second type of separation is called Man. Separation due to a sulky mood. So Radharani, she becomes sulky, she will not see Krishna. She will tell her Manjaris, don't make that black person enter my kunja. You should stay outside. And she will even tell the Manjaris that I don't want to see anything black. If you have black hair, then you should cover the black hair with a cloth. And if any Manjari is like dark complexion, or if she's black, then she should also not come in front of me. Because if I see her, then I'll be reminded of Krishna. So there is like this mood there. So then, she's in Man. So then when Krishna anyhow breaks her Man, then the meeting that takes place is called Sankirna Sambhog. Means contracted meeting. First there's a brief meeting, then there's contracted meeting. See, this is what Gurudev has come to give. This may like go above our ears, this may be like we cannot understand anything, but this is his goal, this is his objective, that we try going deep into all these moods and try understanding them. This is his mission. So see here, there he is speaking in Devananda Gaudiya Math in front of thousands of people. So many new people are there. No one even has any clue what Bhakti is, no one even has any clue what bhajan is, but still see, he's giving all these moods. I remember when he came to Bangalore in 2009, there was one place where he spoke, this college. It is called the National Institute of Fashion Technology. Maharaj was there. He was there. So there, all these fashion designers, they were there. All these young men, women, holding hands together. They had their hands on each other's shoulders. They were like, they had no clue what Bhakti, what bhajan is. Nothing. But still, Gurudev, he had Tirtha Maharaj speak. And when he had Tirtha Maharaj speak, he told Tirtha Maharaj, you explain this Anyabhilashita Shunyam verse. What is this Ativyapti dosh, Avyapti dosh? All these technicalities of this verse you explain. So then everyone had no clue what was being spoken. But still Gurudev, he hadn't speak there. Because he said that this Katha is so powerful that even if you cannot understand anything, still, because now our heart has so many holes, whatever we are listening, we cannot retain. Now everything is going like leaking out of our hearts. But the example is given that when you are having a bath, what happens? All the water is flowing down the drain, but still some drops of water, they are still attached to your body. That's why you feel refreshed after taking a bath. Normally all the water is like washed away from your body, then why do you feel refreshed? Because there are still some drops of water clinging to your body. So similarly itself, this Harikatha is so powerful, it gives you such good sanskars that even if you cannot understand, still if you have a little faith, if you have a little sincerity, then this Harikatha is bound to influence you in your life. So therefore he is saying that there is Sankirna Sambhog after Man, means like there is like more like a contracted meeting. And next is Sampanna Sambhog. So this is like little flourishing meeting. And when does this take place? When Krishna has gone to like a far away place called Kinchit Dur Pravas. Kinchit means he has not gone very far, like to Mathura and Dwaraka, but he has gone to another forest. Like Radharani is in Java and Nandagaon, then Krishna has come to Mandirvan. Now Mandirvan is very far from Nandagaon and Java. Or Krishna has gone to Kamyavan, or he's gone to another forest. And Radharani is feeling so much separation. And then when Radha and Krishna meet, the meeting that takes place between them is like more developed, is more relished. And what is that called? That is called Sampanna Sambhog. And then there is Samriddhiman Sambhog. This is like fully flourishing meeting. In this meeting, Radha and Krishna, they are like in each other's association for so much time, not just for a little time. And where does this take place? This takes place in Radha Kund. Radha Kund is a place where Radha and Krishna can freely meet each other. In all the other places, there is always some scope of some disturbance being caused by others. Like Radharani's in-laws, Jotila and Kutila, they can come and try disturbing Radha and Krishna's meeting. Or even sometimes Krishna has to return to the forest, his sakhas are waiting for him. Sometimes Krishna, he may even tell the gopis, I have to go back home. My mother and my father, they are waiting for me. Nanda Baba, he will not eat anything unless I return home. How can I leave my father hungry? No, he's thinking, when is my son going to come back? Only after he has eaten will I eat. I will take him on my lap. I will take Baladev on one side of my lap, Krishna on one side of my lap. And after I fed them some laddus, only then I will eat. So Krishna is saying, I will have to go back. So therefore he cannot stay with Radharani for so long. But when he is with Radharani in Radhakund, then he can stay with her for like the longest time of the day. This is called Madhyan Lila. From 12 to 3. This is the longest time of the day. So this meeting takes place after Sudur Pravas. When Krishna is disappeared for like many days. And when he returns, this is the meeting that takes place. Also when Krishna returns from Mathura and Dwaraka, then this meeting takes place. So here you see, even in Golok Vrindavan, there is this mood, this conception of Krishna having gone to Mathura and Dwaraka. Although he has not really gone to Mathura and Dwaraka, there is this mood, there is this abhiman. Because if you read Brihad Bhagavatamrit, there you see Gopakumar in one part of when he's meeting the Brajvasis, first one elderly lady, she tells Gopakumar, now our life and soul Krishna has left to Mathura and Dwaraka. But then after some time, all the Brajvasis become very happy. So in Gopakumar, he asks them, what happened? Why are all of you so happy? Then they say, because Krishna has returned from Mathura and Dwaraka. Then Gopakumar is thinking, what is happening here? Then again the same thing happens. Then again they become sad that Krishna has left to Mathura and Dwaraka. And then again they become happy that he has returned from Mathura and Dwaraka. This is described in Brihad Bhagavatamrit. So therefore he has not really gone to Mathura and Dwaraka. There is only that mood that he has gone. And that mood takes a form here in Prakat Prakash. In the sense that Krishna has really gone to Mathura. He has really gone to Dwaraka. That mood takes a form here. So here the meeting that takes place after Krishna returns from like his so-called visit to Mathura and Dwaraka, that meeting is called Samriddhiman Sambhog. Means fully developed meeting, fully flourishing meeting. So here, Gurudev is saying, why is there separation in the first place? Why is there this pain of separation? Why? Because at the time of separation, though outwardly there is no meeting, inwardly the meeting is complete and perfect. And many realizations occur which do not occur at the time of meeting. So Gurudev is saying, when normally during meeting, what happens? Something is lost. Because the Radha and Krishna are so happy that they are in each other's presence, they are so happy that some things may be neglected by them. But when they are meeting each other in separation, then the meeting that takes place is like most complete in every aspect. Then nothing is lost. There Radha and Krishna, they are realizing the sweetness of their prem to the fullest extent during Viraha. So this is the meaning of Viraha. This is the speciality of Vipralamba from a neutral point of view. So you see, this is very important. Gurudev is saying, if you look from a neutral point of view, Vipralamba is actually another form of meeting. But still, if you look from the point of view of Radharani's Sakhis, then will any Sakhi desire that Radharani be eternally separated from Krishna? No. Because here if separation also, if there is meeting in separation, then they can always be separation. Why should Radha and Krishna meet in the first place then? Then they can always be separated from each other and then have spurtis. No. Meeting is ultimately the fruit of separation. It only serves to enhance this mood of meeting. So if one wants to do bhajan in Vipralamba, one must cry out like Mahaprabhu. He would say, alas, where is Sri Krishna? This sentiment should come in the heart. If there is no Vipralamba, one cannot relish Milan, meeting. In Vipralamba, there are many different astonishing anubhavs. Divyonmad, Prajalpa, Jalpa, and so many other kinds of moods. However, despite the internal joy that comes in Vipralamba, none of Srimati Radhika's associates want separation. They always want Radha and Krishna to meet. To think that they ought to be separated is actually foolishness. So here Gurudev is saying, don't think that they should always be separated. This is very bad. No, rather we should always think they should be meeting. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said that no associate of Radharani wants separation. But from a neutral point of view, it is clear that Vipralamba has many wonderful aspects. So Separation is needed to enhance this rasa of milan. Like if you see the ocean, if an ocean doesn't have any waves, then the ocean is very it's not so beautiful. But if you see many waves on the ocean, one wave is coming up, and one wave is going down, another wave is coming up, then the ocean looks very beautiful. Similarly, if there's only meeting in prem, then prem is not so much relished, is not so much tasted. But separation is like the waves seen on that ocean of prem. That separation, in that separation what happens? Then Radharani and Krishna, when they meet each other, then so many different moods are arising. And they're relishing these moods more and more. There is an astonishing that pastime that takes place in meeting. So when Radharani was lying down on Krishna's lap at Prem Sarovar, although she was directly present on Krishna's lap, still she felt so much separation. That bumblebee came, that bee, and wanted to enter into her feet, thinking it was a lotus flower, and Madhumanga chased that bee away. So Radharani was lying like there on Krishna's lap, but still she said, "Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna?" And she fell unconscious. So this stage is called Prem Chitri. Very extraordinary stage of Prem. It was only because of this mood of Radharani that Krishna left Braj and went to Mathura and Dwaraka. Now the general understanding is that Krishna, he left Mathura and Dwaraka to kill Kansa. But this anyone could have done. Even Durga Devi could have killed Kansa. Why did Krishna himself have to go and kill Kansa? No. Why did he himself have to go? This was the reason why he left Braj to go to Mathura and Dwaraka. Why? Because there he saw that if I am going to stay here in Vrindavan, then Radharani will feel more and more pain, even in my direct presence. But if I leave, if I go some other place, then what will happen? She will have spurtis about me. She will have all these realizations where she will see me in her separation. No. Like when Radharani sees a tamal tree, she will embrace the tree thinking it is Krishna. When she will see the clouds, she will be reminded of Krishna. And sometimes, and in some ways, I will myself personally appear also and pacify her. But all these things cannot happen if I am directly here in Braj. Radharani will not feel like she cannot relish these stages of prem as much as she wants to. It is for this reason that Krishna, he left Braj and he went to Mathura and Dwaraka. Only for Srimati Radhika's sake, not for anyone else's sake, not to kill Kansa. This is like very secondary. This is the primary reason. So these are the symptoms of Madanakya Mahabhav. Prem has many stages. There is Prem, there is Sneha, there is Man, Pranay, Rag, Anurag, Bhav, Mahabhav. And even in Mahabhav, there is Ruda, Adhiruda, Mohan, Madanakya. So you see, Madanakya Mahabhav is only present in Srimati Radharani, not in anyone else. Not even in Lalita, not even in Vishaka. Even Krishna does not have this mood, Madanakya Mahabhav. From which aspect, if you think of him as Anekaras, then he does not have Madanakya Mahabhav. When he is in Ekaras, by himself, then he may have this bhav. Because Radharani ultimately appears from him, she is a Swarup Shakti. But when he is Anekaras, then this mood he doesn't have. So therefore he appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to relish this Madanakya Mahabhav. In the Gambhira, what would he do? 18 years he stayed in the Gambhira. And what would he do? He would relish all these different stages of Radharani's prem. So this Madanakya Mahabhav is only found in Radharani, not even in Lalita and Vishaka. Lord Krishna himself has Mahabhav, but it is not complete. He cannot understand Radharani's Madanakya Mahabhav. To taste this bhav, he came as Sachinandan Gaurhari. There is another consideration here. Krishna is love, and love is Krishna. So Krishna's nature is wonderful. He is Akila Rasamrita Sindhu. He is the ocean of the full nectar of all rasas. But he does not have Madanakya Mahabhav. He wants to taste this. He wants to make himself complete. And he therefore appears with that desire here in Navdeep Dham. So Buddha is saying this. That if Krishna, when he is Anekaras, he does not have this bhav, and therefore he appears. There is another thing to understand. Krishna, he is the embodiment of all rasa. He embodies Sthai Bhav, Vibhav, Anubhav, Sattvic Bhav, Vyabhichari Bhav, all these things. But still, Radharani, who is she? She is Ashraya Lambal. And Krishna is Vishaya Lambal. Means he is the object of a devotee's prayer. Krishna is sweet, but like sugar. No, the example is given. Sugar is very sweet by itself. But can sugar taste its own sweetness? Sugar cannot taste its own sweetness. No. When it's placed in someone else's mouth, then the person realizes how sweet sugar is. Similarly, Krishna is very sweet, but he cannot taste that sweetness by himself. His sweetness is only tasted through his devotees, who are the Ashraya Lambha. And therefore he takes shelter of his devotees to relish his own sweetness. Once when Mahaprabhu was traveling, he met a devotee named Raghupati Upadhyaya. And Mahaprabhu, he asked him, can you speak one verse which gives the essence of all the teachings? So then he uttered this famous verse. Just as Gurudev would say that every follower of mine should learn this verse, this Aradhya Bhagavan Rajeshatane Sattama. Similarly, Bhaman Goswami Maharaj, he would say, every disciple of mine should memorize this verse. Bhaman Maharaj, he would say, what is the verse? Shameva Param Rupa, Puri Madhupuri Vara, Vaya Kaishavakat Deyam Adyevo Parorasa. Mahaprabhu asked Raghupati Upadhyaya, which form of Krishna is the best? Raghupati Upadhyaya replied, Krishna's form as Shyam Sundar is the best form. Not as Mathuranath, not as Dwarkadish, but as Vrajendranandan Shyam Sundar. This is his best form. And which is the best place of Krishna? It is Vrindavan, not Mathura or Dwaraka. And which is the best mellow in which to serve him? It is Madhuri Ras. And what is the best age of Krishna? It is his youthful age. This is his best age. Normally it is said this is the original form of Krishna. Krishna as a Kishore, this is his most complete form. And all his other forms, as his form in Pauganda, where he's playing with the Sakas, this form comes from his form in his Kishore age. And even his form as a small baby, that form also comes from this form, his adolescent form. So we should meditate upon this form of Krishna. There in Vrindavan, he is Natavar Nanda Kishore. He is the beloved son of Nanda and the best dancer. He always holds a flute in his hand and he wears a dress of a cowherd boy. The root of Gokul is this form of Krishna as the best of dancers. So therefore here it is said that Krishna, he took birth in Gokul. Then he went to Nandagaon, then Vrindavan, Radhakund, Shyamkund, Govardhan, everywhere. So therefore all these leelas that he especially performed were in Radhakund, Giriraj and Vrindavan. These are the essence of his leelas. These are the essence of his pastimes. And these leelas especially should be meditated upon the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If Gurudev would see anyone sitting in Harikatha, he would say that each and every one of you who are sitting in this Harikatha, all of you, I can see in your Swarup, you all are like the maidservants of Srimati Radhika. Gurudev would say this. He would bless everyone in this way. Because he'd say, if you are attracted to my Katha, if you have ruchi for this Katha, it means in your very soul, you have this identity of being Srimati Radhika's maidservant. And Gurudev would bless them. It is only a matter of time before you realize that Swarup of yours. So he would say, if you continue with this process of sadhana and bhajan, sooner or later, you will realize your identity, he would say. Or else, if your Swarup was of another rasa, then he would say, you would not come and listen to Harikatha from me. You would read about the Ramanujacharya Sampradaya or Madhvacharya Sampradaya, Vishnu Swami Nimbatidya Sampradaya. But you would not be attracted to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sampradaya. Therefore, since you are attracted to him, and especially since you are coming and listening from me, Gurudev would say, I can see that in your Swarup, all of you have this identity. No? Gurudev, just by his glance, he would say, I can see in all your Atmas which Swarup, in which form you are serving Krishna, in which rasa, he would say. And he'd say, even you can realize how? By chanting these Diksha mantras. Because he'd say, by giving these mantras, what am I giving you? I am giving you Sambandha Gyan. What is Sambandha Gyan? Means your relationship with Radha, Krishna, Vrindavan Dham, with all their associates. This is Sambandha Gyan. So he'd say, by chanting all these Diksha mantras and by chanting Harinam, one can have realization of this. So we'll just end with this now. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to Navadvip Dham, and there he spent the first 24 years in his childhood, and then he spent the next 18 years in Jagannath Puri, and 6 years traveling here and there. So basically, to summarize here, Gurudev is saying that all those bhavs that Mahaprabhu came to relish for Srimati Radhika here in his Prakat Leela, he was already relishing them in Navadvip Dham. It is not that he was only relishing them or experiencing them in Jagannath Puri. He was already experiencing them in Navadvip Dham. But because he is so supremely compassionate, Parama Karun, therefore he is since Rasik Shekhar. He is already Rasik Shekhar in Navadvip Dham. It's not that he is Rasik Shekhar here in Jagannath Puri. But when he comes to Jagannath Puri, then this Karuna, this compassion of his manifests in Jagannath Puri. How? Through his associates. There he is giving his prem to one and all. How? He sent Rupa and Sanatan to Braj from Jagannath Puri. He said, you go there, you write books, establish temples, establish deities, and preach this prem dharma everywhere. So here, if you read this class by yourself, then you can see what Guru Maharaj has given. So this line is continuing to this day in the form of his near and dear ones. So this should be the objective of our life. Like we may face many problems, many difficulties, and Gurudev would say all these problems and difficulties, they're like pet bugs. When a pet bug bites you or a mosquito bites you, you don't get so disturbed. You don't go looking for a gun or a knife to kill that mosquito. You tolerate that anyhow. So similarly, you would say that all these problems and difficulties in your life, they're like waves in the ocean. They'll always be coming, they'll always be going. But still you should learn to tolerate them. And tolerating them, you'll have to stand your ground. You'll have to weather the storm. The storm will come in many ways. But anyhow, you'll have to face the storm. And then you'll have to proceed accordingly. It's part of Krishna Bhakti. And he'd say, all these things that I've given will be yours. He said, whatever property the father has is naturally inherited by the son. It's not that the son has to claim that property. Naturally, whatever father has, that is for his son. Similarly, Gurudev would say, whatever moods I've given are for my disciples and my followers. It will naturally become theirs. But what is their responsibility? To somehow proceed on this path of Krishna Bhakti. Anyhow, like praying at the lotus feet of Sri Guru Maharaj and his beloved followers, we can only pray that they bless us with these moods of prayer that they have come to give. Shri Gurudev ki jai, Swaparsha Shri Sachinandan ki jai, Navdeep Dham ki jai, Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Madhuri Vaishnav ki jai, Vidai Gaur Mande Hari Hari Mancha Prabhatur Vishya Kripasan